Shots fired. Suspect down. Request EMT immediately. Call back for 866 negative K. Nothing further.
In World War I, it was known as shell shock. By the end of World War II, battle fatigue. And in later deployment, it became known as operational exhaustion. Today we call it PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
This is a journey into meeting the people behind the statistics. It's an attempt to dive into their stories and figure out some of the whys and hows that are still shrouded in mystery. It's these filmmakers' way of finding a calm in chaos.
Tomorrow a shoot on the water at Lazy Days Resort.
Calm in Chaos is a documentary about post-traumatic stress disorder that this local group has been working on for close to a year now.
He's such a good leader, so we'll get him.
It all began with Tracy, their producer's urge to get over her own PTSD and rise out of the ashes.
I was hiding. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to have to socialize. I was uncomfortable. I wanted my life back. So,
together with her husband Rob and a group of friends who volunteered, they began work on this documentary to help others see that they too could find a way out of the darkness.
There's a lot of people in the first responders and in the civilian population that are suffering, and it needs a structured approach.
This is something that a lot of people suffer in silence. They don't talk to their medical professionals like they should. They don't talk to their friends, their co-workers, or other people in similar situations in the way that they should, and it's because people have a hard time asking for help.
What I love about this documentary is bringing together what is common ground and not being stuck in comparing our experiences, but figuring out together, regardless of what your experience is, how we can move forward.
For Tracy, the inspiration to move forward and to create this documentary came from Deanna's book, Damage Done, a Mountie's Memoir.
In my 37 years in the RCMP, I've seen a lot of people come and go. They handled their stress in different ways, some good and some very, very bad.
You know, it wasn't talked about, for one thing. Even in training, war stories were not encouraged, or the instructors weren't allowed to talk about those kinds of experiences, and certainly not what those experiences may have done to them.
While the book mostly talked about Deanna's experiences in the RCMP, it inspired Tracy to find other first responders, but more importantly, civilians like herself who suffer in silence.
it's about what's out there for help, what's out there for techniques, what foundations are out there.
So far, these filmmakers have finished some of the interviews and shots to help tell the story, but they need your support to complete this project. They still need close to $10,000 to cover travel expenses to meet some of the leading experts in this field.
PTSD is not a life sentence, right? And that there are services and resources available.
For more information about Calm in Chaos, check out their Facebook page, and to help with their funding, support them on GoFundMe.
This is something that's being produced in your own community. Definitely get behind it and support our local talent in Quesnel.
For Go Onshore TV, I'm Anand Shandy.